Hi there, I'm Susan Beyer and this is Fun with Research. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to talk about point of view today because I think a lot of agencies sort of race into getting research done because they're watching that deadline at the end when they have to deliver recommendations on that research, or their client is antsy to get started. But one of the things I think organizations often fail to do is think about their point of view when it comes to research. And this is particularly challenging when you're doing thought leadership research for your own agency. And here's why. If you're not thinking about your point of view when you're doing thought leadership research, number one, you're missing a big opportunity. But the other thing you could do is actually torpedo the validity of your research by ignoring that. So what do I mean by point of view? Point of view is the way you think things should be done, right? The way you think problems should be solved and the way you solve them. And often agencies may have trouble sort of getting around this in terms of what their point of view is, but they're pretty clear on what their point of view isn't. When they see competitors or prospects doing things and just go, nope, that's wrong. That's the wrong way. That's the wrong way to do it. So it's likely that your agency has a point of view, even if you haven't actually framed it that way. And one of the things that you need to think about in your thought leadership research is the opportunity to show your thought leadership followers that your point of view is right. Now, you don't know that it'll be right until you do the research, but if the research bears it out, that's a great thing to be able to say. One of my clients is an agency called Predictive ROI, and Predictive believes that there is a quantifiable return on investment of creating a thought leadership position, a reputation as an expert in the field. And because we knew about that point of view and we discussed it together, we were able to build questions into their thought leadership research to assess whether it's true. Now, I have to make sure that you understand that point. Research should not be used to validate your assumptions in that all you do is ask for a yes. It can, in fact, validate your assumptions, but it may also tell you that you're off base about something. So it's really important to ask about this the right way, because any thought leadership follower who looks at your research and says, oh, geez, all they did was ask their clients, aren't we great? That's not really valid. I don't believe that that's necessarily going to be true in the wider world, or if the question were asked differently. So you have to ask it right. But because we asked the right questions in the predictive ROI research, they could show that thought leadership followers in fact associate activities with that position that generate a return on investment for those who are the thought leaders themselves. So this is incredibly important. If you don't think about this, you miss the opportunity to ask whether you're right, and in fact to show you're right if it turns out that you are. And if you do it wrong, anybody looking at your research is going to say that's bad research. That was a leading question. You didn't give them an opportunity. And I've spoken before in other videos about how a researcher's job is really to prove you wrong. Because if all we're trying to do is prove you right, you'll be right, because our own bias, which everybody has, can make that happen. However, if we're trying to prove you wrong and we still prove you right, then you know you're really right. So what should you do before research? You need to get your team together and talk about your point of view, what you believe. And this may be something that you've never done. A lot of my clients, when we have this conversation, they're surprised at some of the things that come up. And some of them sort of don't pop up until we've been talking for an hour or so. So this may not be something you've done before, but get your group together. Think about what's the right way to solve the problems that we solve. What is the wrong way? What do we see people doing incorrectly? What do we know in our hearts is a better approach? And if you do that, if you have a clear understanding of your agency's point of view, first of all, it can help you make it very clear to your prospects and clients, which is something you should be doing. Absolutely. It gives them trust in you, that you know where you're going, and it gives them a sense of sort of expectation as to what you're going to recommend for them. So that's one thing that it does. But it also gives you an opportunity to test that point of view And if it's true, it offers you an opportunity to add that information to your thought leadership position. So think about that. Let me know if you have any questions. Visit us at funwithresearch.com for more every Friday. Talk to you soon. Bye.